All right, next up on the Monday Night Media Tour is no stranger to the New England running community. We met him in the wee hours of the morning at the Anchor Down Ultra a few years ago when he was really loud, pumping everyone's tires. And then he's made multiple appearances on the pod since then. He's a huge part of our pod fam, and we're wicked excited to have him part of our Monday Night Media crew. I can't wait to hear what he's going to tell us. Maurice Lowman, the Marathon Panda. What's up, dude? Welcome to Monday Night Media.
Thank you for having me. Happy Thursday evening, Erica and Eric. I'm wicked excited. You stole my words to be here.
I'm so happy to see your smiling face. It's always a good day when we get to chat.
And that beautiful shirt.
Right back at you. This is a cool shirt.
Represent. Yes. I'm the one who missed the memo today, apparently. Erica finally wears something that says
For
on
once.
the runs.
For
once. Yes. But dude, I'm so excited. I need to share a quick little story about how I think this happened.
Okay.
We saw each other. We knew we were going to be at the Mount Washington Auto Road race.
Yes.
We kept passing each other. I mean, we were hanging out in the beginning, taking pictures and stuff.
Hugging, selfies.
Yeah, you gave the speech. It was great. And as I'm going up this hill and I'm like, no one wants to hear that. But when I was doing that, you're high-fiving and fist bumping. You were like all over the road, left and right, to just high-five someone who saw you and like, oh my God, you were like all in. If they wanted to like high-five you, you would run 15 feet out of your way to give them love. And as I'm watching this, and I knew I wanted to do Monday Night Media and produce podcasts for other people, I was like, Maurice needs to have a podcast, and I want to produce it.
I love it.
That night, I asked you about it, and you're like, that's actually a goal of mine. I really want to do a podcast. This would be amazing. Like, let's go back to that night when we chatted. Like, what was your reaction when we were chatting?
I was genuinely thrilled. I was very appreciative that you saw me as a cool candidate for this. I know how passionate you are. I know how serious you take this. I love that I've been a guest on the show. I can't say enough cool things about you and Erica. So the fact that you saw that in me, I was just like pretty overwhelmed with gratitude, but I say that often, but I really can't really think of another way to express my feelings. I was like, this is awesome. And I think I expressed to you right away, to have someone that's as passionate as you about the production side of it is like the missing ingredient. I love being the hype man. I love being the front end guy. So to have somebody that's going to help me with the project, I couldn't express more gratitude. So I was pumped. And that was an amazing day. Running up the mountain. That was my first time there. And you know me, I say the same thing all the time. I've embraced that role as a cheerleader for all of us. And to see a couple of familiar faces out there was just exhilarating. I was pumped.
You guys really do make a wonderful team. I cannot wait to see what you guys are going to come up with. Like, you've got Mo on the front line and Eric behind the scenes. It's just going to be an amazing show. I am so excited to hear what you are going to come up with for your show. So why don't you talk a little bit about the concept of your podcast?
So the concept, I love to just kind of have a conversation with people that inspire me and that I look up to, and also just uplift other voices, because I say it all of the time. I walk around, or I run around town with this, hey, look at me attitude, but it's because I'm so excited to be part of the community. So I want to lift up other voices in the community. I want to connect with other people. I want it to be so much more than running, so much more than sobriety, so much more than the professional side of my life where I'm, grinding on the sales floor and things like that. So there's so many people that I draw inspiration from, especially in the social media community, especially in the local running community, in the professional community. So those are the type of people that I want to have conversations with. And I will take a lot of pride in the opportunity to just let other people talk, because I tend to do quite a bit of talking.
You actually tend to say that sometimes in your reels, your videos you make. You're like, everyone knows I like to talk about myself, but you also love to hear from others.
I really do, because ever since I started in the running community and B in the social media community, I just draw so much inspiration and influence from so many people. I always look at social media as a positive tool. Obviously, you can get caught in rabbit holes of negativity, but we don't do that. We stop if that starts to happen. And I just, I say it all the time. Like if I realize I might not be everybody's cup of tea, so if somebody doesn't like me, they don't need to follow me and listen to me yapping about run streaks and sobriety streaks and all that stuff. But the people that I get excited to listen to, I really draw a lot of inspiration and influence from them.
I'm excited for it. I really am. So let's talk a little bit about the structure of the show. So I've had a meeting with actually everyone who's going to be a part of this already, but yours was actually in person. It was a lot of fun. It was after the Anchor Down Trail Prep Day, and we talked about the structure of the show. Like, are you going to have a guest every episode, or are some going to be solo? Let's dive deep into that. Are some of your episodes going to be solo just with Maurice, or are we shooting for everyone with a guest? Tell the listeners what they're going to hear.
So just the fact that was thrown out as an idea, I obviously jumped on the idea of having a solo episode, possibly more than one solo episode. So I think that's something that will definitely get rolled out. I would love to follow a structure where I have a guest, have a solo episode, have a couple of guests, have another solo episode. I would never want anybody to, for lack of a better term, get sick of just me. And the whole idea of a podcast is to have a conversation. We've even bounced around to all sorts of different names and ideas. And I like the idea of, pull up a chair with the Marathon Panda and let's chat,
I love
Pull
that.
up a chair.
I absolutely love it.
Oh my God.
For the record.
Maybe that could be the name. We're going to get into the name in a second, but
Pull up a chair
wow.
with Panda.
You just threw another,
Oh no, you guys got your work
this.
cut out for you picking a name. But I love that concept. And for the record, I love listening to what you have to say. So
Thank you.
Two solo episodes, you got a listener right here.
Awesome.
How do you think you would write out your solo episode? Would you write it, or would you just go from the heart?
I think I would just go from the heart, and that comes from a lot of practice, and I call them like by myself meetings with running and the long runs and my playlists tend to get very repetitive. So sometimes I do just shut off the music and just run or walk with my thoughts, and I've had years and years of practice with that. With that being said, public speaking is one of my passions as well. And I think there's been one time in the last few years where I left an event feeling like I left a lot on the table because I did not have anything written down. So I think, but it was also in front of a big audience. So I think with this being more structured, I think going from the heart, would be a lot more genuine and a lot more easy. I did get a little, where I'm just trying to shed the light on a couple of different things, and I did get a little nervous, and I felt like I lost track and maybe lost the audience for a few minutes, where I don't think that would be an issue when you're recording an episode.
Especially with a really good editor in the background.
That's right.
That's right.
You get a lot of grace with podcasts because you can kind of reset and be like, I want to change what I said, just cut this part. So yeah, you can write down your talking points and just whatever flows. But I do have a question for you, Mo.
Yes.
If you are sitting down with somebody's gonna pull up a chair next to you, who's one of your dream guests that you would love to have on your show?
It's tough to say. I mean, you just had one of my dream guests on the show with Andrew Glaze, just because I look up to the guy so much, and he was cool enough to stop for a selfie with me in at the Javelina 100, my first 100 miler. So a couple of my dream guests would be like guys that I really, really look up to as far as like running / social media. The Running Man book by Charlie Engel. When I first got my hands on that, I was brand new in the running community. So, and then you got Harvey Lewis. You got Jesse Itzler. Am I pronouncing his name?
Yes, correctly? You are. He's so cool.
Yeah. So like someone like him, because not only is he a runner, he's an entrepreneur. He's super successful. The one guy I fell in love with over his podcast was Michael Shernow. He has The Creatures of Habit, and he has a story about overcoming addiction and just turning his life into an amazing life. He's a super successful business entrepreneur selling multi successful restaurant chains and so forth. So, and just being very, very transparent about his past dealing with hardcore drug abuse. And he had a business partner at one time that told him to keep that in his pocket. And he made the decision to not keep that in his pocket because he felt like he wasn't being genuine. And I think I'm getting this story right. He actually parted ways with this business partner and decided to take the road of being his genuine self and always talking about the fact that he used to be a hardcore drug addict and now he's not. And I just have so much respect for that because I've always believed that if I want to continue to be genuine, then I should never be ashamed of what I overcame. It's the hugest piece of the foundation of my journey. So I'm wicked passionate about the fact that I can't just talk about myself and my accomplishments if I don't shine a light on like the darkest times, so I can spread hope to the people that are still struggling or that know people that they might have given up hope on. So that's the kind of stuff that gets me fired up. The fact that Harvey Lewis like runs to work every day and wins all these crazy marathons and ultra marathons, that stuff just fires
He's a
me up.
beast.
Guys like Ken Rideout, I mean the obvious like David Goggins and stuff like that.
I feel like you would really click with Brady McDonald too, that we talked to.
Okay.
Brady's good friends with Jesse Itzler.
Really?
Yeah. Brady was awesome. We had him on recently on the pod, and Jesse's a guy I follow. I'm not like Monday Night Media's Instagram account is not following everyone that On the Runs follows. I'm actually following people like the entrepreneurs of the world and the podcasters. So because I want to see their content, because it's very inspirational and it's also motivating, and it like gets me pumped up and jacked up to go to do this. And I follow them, and I watch all of Jesse's stuff. It's great.
Camille Herron, Courtney DeWalter. I mean, just so I'm not leaving out any amazing women.
Well, now you're hitting our bucket list.
Yeah.
But this
I'm
is
gonna be a
going to be a
fly
lot
on the
of
wall
fun.
if he talks to them before we do. I'm gonna just go in the
I'll
studio.
send you the audience member
Fangirl.
link, Erica, when he has
Please
them
do.
on.
Please do.
So we kind of talked about the name. You mentioned pull up a chair, so maybe we added another name to the bucket. We're not sold on the exact name yet, but we have a real good direction on where we're going.
We do.
Do you want to elaborate a little bit on the names that we're thinking about?
So I love to stay with the concept that this is going to be more than a running podcast, more than a sobriety podcast, more than a recovery podcast, more than a sales professional podcast. So more with Maurice. I love to say that. That was one of my first thoughts was to name the episode, to name the show More with Maurice. I also have all these great mantras that I love, and I love to, get people to catch on to. And Gratefully Grinding was another thought that I've had, because that's it just kind of expresses how I feel on a daily basis, being grateful for the grind, whether that grind includes training for a race, working hard to climb the work ladder, the corporate ladder, to lack of a better term, or life's ladder. So those were the two things that I had in mind. I mean, maybe we even do like a poll or something like that to get the audience's feedback, but I think it'll come to me naturally which direction I should just kind of land on.
As it should.
I just
like the alliteration. It's perfect. Whichever one you go for, they both sound really good and they roll off the tongue.
So I want to share, we've been working a little bit on a logo, and it actually doesn't involve any of those names, but it's close to one. It's More with Mo, because it was a debate. Do we do Mo or do we do Maurice? But this was, here's a little preview of what it might look like, the logo. I had a lot of fun here. It's more, but the O is a panda, and he's a happy panda. We actually have Maurice in the background with the panda hat and the peace sign. And I love that the shirt says positivity always. I had a lot of fun because I actually worked with you notice in the Mo, it's transparent. So I'm having a ton of fun in Canva playing around making logos. And as I've mentioned with everyone so far, we're going to make many different variations of the logo. So this was, I love it. The colors and everything that we chose.
The colors are great. The panda with the O is great. The positivity always being highlighted is absolutely
I'm loving
awesome.
the picture of you. That is a wonderful picture of you.
Thank you so much.
You can just see the happiness within you, and it's radiating off of the screen.
Thank you.
And the colors, it's like black on top, and then it gets lighter and lighter and lighter to purple.
I know, I love it. The colors look great. The colors look absolutely great.
It was a lot of fun. So you and everyone else who's going to be a part of Monday Night Media, you're going to kill it. You're going to crush it. I'm super excited. As we talked about with Nicole just before, the goal is to have all these rolling by January 2025. I know it's Labor Day weekend. We just got through the weekend, but 2025, early 2025 is the goal. We're going to hopefully record before and get a head start. I'm so excited to do this project with everyone and see how it goes. Maurice, it's going to be wicked awesome, man.
It's going to be beyond wicked awesome. I can't thank you enough for thinking that I'm a great candidate for this. I know we're going to hit grand slams with this, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to kind of expand the platform of sharing, speaking, having conversations. Not to sound too cliche, but that's what I want to do, is just have awesome conversations with awesome individuals. I say it all the time. I have a story. It's a great story, but we all have stories. So let's lift up other people's voices. Let's continue to listen to the Marathon Panda Maurice voice and and inspire, motivate, elevate, all that good stuff.
I love it. I'm so excited.
It's perfect.
We're going to be dealing hope throughout the community.
Oh, I love it. I just cannot wait. You are hyping it up so much that I am very excited.
Oh, this is nothing. The real hype's gonna be coming.
I can't wait to be your cheerleader. You deserve it. You're the cheerleader for everybody else. So I am on your side, rooting for you. This is gonna be like you said, a grand slam.
The hype is real. The hype is real.
The real hype coming in January 2025.
Real life, get on stock, all that good stuff.
Love it, dude. This is going to be so awesome. Thank you for being a part of it. I think we're both like, we got to stop saying thank you 50 times or else they're just going to tune us out. But we're both helping each other with our little passion projects here. This is going to be a lot of fun. We'll see where we can take this off and how it grows.
I'm hoping to see you both in the month of September or October, but if not, I'm going to see you at Hamster Wheel. I'm crewing my buddy Alex, so it's going to be fun.
Alex Burke?
Yes.
What's he doing?
Ultra. And he's going big. He's going 24 hours.
Yes. Way to go, Alex.
Come join Team on the Runs. Yes. Eric will have his camper.
I think he should, because my crewing experience is next to nothing. And when I showed up to Hamster Wheel last year unsupported, I had a wet yoga mat and a plastic tote. So I need to kind of step that. I need to step it up if I'm going to be a good crew member, a good crew for Alex.
We're gonna help you out. Don't worry. We'll have tables and chairs and canopies and his camper, and we're gonna make it a home away from home.
I had one little table. It got made fun of quite a bit.
We won't let that happen again. Don't worry.
Well, Mo, thanks for coming back on the pod for this little special edition Monday Night Media Tour, as I'm calling it. I'm excited, man. You're awesome.
High fives and positive vibes. Monday Night Media is gonna be lit. We're gonna get it.
How can you not be super pumped for this with all that energy behind it? I cannot wipe the smile off my face right now.
I'm pumped. Thank you both.